So welcome, guys. Welcome. As you're very familiar now with our Zoom workshop, please mute your microphone until we sort of have a group chat, or you asked to mute. It's just so we don't hear the background of wherever you are. Feel free to use the Zoom chat as usual. Any question, any comment. I can't always see it, but Lucas is in there ready to answer any question you may have. So feel free to use that as well. And then if you drop off the call, just rejoin using the same link. It is that easy. And then we'll let you back in either in the main room or in your breakout session when we get there. So here we go, guys. Let's go. So this evening is workshop 7 already. And it's all about analyzing your test insights. So mainly sharing insights from your test, analyzing results from your test, and then deciding how you will refine your prototype based on your test findings. And it's very much gonna get you closer to get a market-ready MVP, and it will also help you plan for the next 4 weeks. Basically, which are the last 4 weeks of this program. So we got goals. Our goals today, we got 3 as usual. Hopefully by the end of this workshop, you'll be able to identify key feedback from your test. You'll be able to use that feedback to refine your MVP, and you'll also be able to understand the value of feedback. And hopefully you will keep asking for feedback to refine your product, whether it's in this program or after the program. And we've broken down the session just like that today. So we got roughly about 30 minutes of testing and feedback, which is mainly a sharing session where we'll also sort of go over a couple of key concepts that I'm pretty sure you're familiar with by now. And then it's going to be straight into the first breakout, where you'll go in with your mentor for about 25 minutes and sort of look over the feedback. Then we'll come back for a break. We'll spend 5 minutes talking about using the feedback to refine your MVP and your USP. And then the last part of the workshop will be 2 breaks. The first one will be a one-to-one with your mentor, 25 minutes working on your MVP. Then we'll come back and go into group breakouts, where we'll sort of, you guys will do like a mini, I guess, presentation, a mini pitch of maybe your new and improved MVP to a little group. With a couple of comments as well from the test, but we'll explain all that during the session. So very interactive, lots of feedback, lots of breakouts. Sorry, with a nice break in the middle. So let's just go for it, guys. And we'd like to start with pictures. So we've received the first batches of pictures from the test. And we've put them in this workshop. I apologize in advance if you're not in there, if you don't see yourself. We had to pick the one we were given, but there's a nice selection, and hopefully you'll be happy with what you see. So we can see Rukia here. This is Stella's food right there, who was there on the first day. Then we got Nada and mentor Ines doing a presentation. Naim is there as well. This is Stella's logo, special delicacy. That's her food at the top there. And then we got Razia as well, doing some presenting. We got some nice food on the left from Haja. So we got fish falafels and barbecue. Niven was there as well. People dancing around Maiza table. Suda food doing some catering here. Really nice. Aras had the wine corner where you could talk about Lebanese wine. Then we got Dalia's craft. Kemi here was quite popular with the jollof rice and the chicken. I mean, I loved it personally. I'm sure everybody did. Nice quote here, love is patient, love is kind. Aras, talking about Libali's wine. We got Diana and her clothing. Ashen, who came dressed as a builder, very super creative, and even made 40 something it looks like 40 little goodies for testers to take back with them. So that was a really, really nice touch. And we got more. So more people dancing around my table, member of the public, and more craft here. So guys, clearly this was a success. Well done to all of you for showing up. And you did really, really well. We had 23 tests produced. Over the 2 days, we had 75 unit ticket buyers, and some of them actually came to 2 slots. We had just under 5 full hours of presentation, and we had over 130 Ben & Jerry's mini cup eaten over the 2 days. So from all of us here at Turn, we just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you. You can really be proud of yourself. That was an absolutely fantastic effort. Everybody took it quite seriously, and some of the tables that we've seen were really they were quite amazing. So you did it. You took the leap. And you showed your prototype and idea for the first time. So a big well done for that. We're sure you enjoy hearing the great stuff about your prototype, but we also hope that you took notes of the things that didn't go so well, so we can refine them this evening. The main thing is that you have used real people to get real evidence. And it's a step in the right direction, because effectively customers will make or break your business. And the third thing is you have no access to reviews and testimonial, and it will be a little bit easier to convince somebody that your idea is ready to be put into action. So the more you test, the more data you get, and the more people will believe that you're serious about starting a business, and they'll be willing to support you. So feedback and data matters. Or data matters, both to refine your idea and demonstrate credible evidence to potential partners, funders, and customers. So it's really important as you go along that you collect all this information to grow your business. But right, before we carry on, we're just gonna stop for about 10 minutes, guys. And we would love to hear about one thing that you guys loved about your test. So if you allow me, I'm gonna stop screen sharing so I can see everyone. And what would be great is that you guys start coming off your mic and tell us what you loved about your test. It could be personal, it could be something you saw, but please do share with us what you enjoyed on your day. Don't be shy.
I can go first.
Please go for it.
Hi everyone. What I enjoyed about my own test today was people's reaction towards my food, the way people were coming, and also the comments that people gave me. Like somebody told me about, why not let me go to Mission Kitchen? So I was so happy the way somebody would tell me to go to, giving me options of what to do. And also people telling me, you can even make your apron and sell it with your food. So to me, I like the way people come and people reaction, and I like the way people finish the food. So to me, that's one thing I like about the testing.
Wow, Kemi, thanks for sharing. I can confirm that the aprons were fantastic. Jacinta, who's here as well, Kemi's mentor, was also wearing one, And that was pretty cool. Anybody else want to share with us? Come on, guys, tell Lucas what you've been up to. He wasn't there and he's dying to hear more.
I can go next.
Go on, Rukia.
Sorry, I was just trying to tell my kids to keep quiet. With mine, I was a bit nervous at the beginning, but I had very good feedback. I had people give me like ideas of how I can go about my business idea. I had people that gave me like links as well. I had people talk about how they could link me to one or two people. And like my main the main reason why I wanted to do that was for me to have an idea of how to start the business or how I would go about it, and exactly what I was expecting from people were what people were saying to me. And it just gave me more reason to go into this business. And yeah, the amazing people I met that day they gave good advice, and I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for sharing. And that's why we always encourage you to test, guys, because it's basically your first contact with real feedback, and usually ignite that passion and that confidence that you already had, but was sort of when not sure. Guys, we still have a bit more time. I'd love to hear more comments about test days. Please don't be shy.
Well, I would like to share.
Sorry, was that you, Naeem? Was that you? Go for it. And then Osama.
Osama, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Just I want to ask you, this picture hold for the last Thursday or the Friday as well? Because I didn't see mine in the photo.
So Osama, yes, the badge that we will get is both for Thursday and Friday. It's just the one we've put on the workshop, are the one that we started receiving. So not everybody's there, but everybody will have their own set of pictures that you can use.
Okay. Okay, but just I want to give you feedback about all the guests who will be having this test. I think it's all of them. They have experience because they improve us about something. It's very point. It was missed in our mind. I think it's very lovely to bring some people who has experience about our testing to give me crucial notes about what we will improve in the future. Just I want to thank you about this people who has in our event. About everything, it's you prepare the kitchen for hospitality. We have a big space. I think the hospitality for the whole stuff, it was very nice. That's honestly, I would thank you for cooperation with us to give me a chance to create this business for the people.
Well, Osama, thank you. So for those who don't know, Osama had the opportunity to speak with Gavin from Curb. As you might know, Curb is
yes, they sent me email. Yeah, he sent me email today. He will ask me to make interview. I just thinking about that. I didn't know before that. I don't know about the gentleman who is.
So yeah, that's good news, Osama. See, that's why it's really important to test and network, because you meet people from the industry you want to go into, and in your case, he kind of paid off since you made contact with Gavin from Curb, who's works with Stern as well and help us sort of create routes to market. So well done for that, Osama. I guess that's a positive outcome from all the work you've done for your test. So well done for that. And Naim, we got time for you if you wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, sure. Well, the best thing I like about test day was that because mine is a service company, so I did not have physical products to showcase. So then the audience came to me and asked me different questions, and sometimes I was challenged with difficult questions, and I had to think about it and give them proper answers. So that's something that opened my mind, and so I really thought out of the box, and that was something I really like about that test day.
Well, that's good. That's good, Naim. Your experience of the test was probably what we sort of hope that you guys will experience is that you sort of get asked the things that you don't know about that help you refine your product in the future. So it might have been a little bit difficult, but hopefully you will take that and make something and sort of work on your idea, and that will give you some material.
Yes. And at the same time, I received very constructive feedback. So when I came back home and I thought about it, so now I think a little bit different now than the first day. So
oh my God. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
No, thank you, guys. I mean, we hear a lot of thank you, but really, we want to thank you. We want to thank you, you, the entrepreneurs, and you guys, the mentors, for going along, for going along with the program, and for really providing a nice experience. There was a lot of effort, and it was so nice to see all all your work coming together. So for us at Turn, it's great to see when it all comes together, and hopefully you're proud of your effort, because we were very impressed with what we saw. So a big well done to you guys, because you deserve it, and we're just happy to be there and witness that. So thank you so much. Any more comments, guys? Check it in the chat. We're gonna push on because I want to sort of make sure that you'll go home on time. So let's go. And I should be back on my screen now.
Looking good.
Thank you, sir. So thank you for sharing, guys. We're now going to refresh over a couple of concepts that I'm sure you're familiar with by now, just to give you some food for thought during all the breakouts. So here we are with design thinking, as you know, which is a method for business development, where we identify a real problem and develop a real solution with the customers at the center of this solution. And the goal being having a valuable product or service that people will actually want to buy. So this is what you're all currently doing in this program. You've all spent time understanding your customers' needs, real problem and desires. You are all focusing on finding real solution and build prototype. And you've been testing this prototype to see if they actually work. I know you're back here today, and you'll be focusing on analyzing your test for feedback. You test feedback and looking at refining your MVP. But just remember one thing when you go into your breakouts. This is not a race. That's not really a design thinking. Does not follow a sort of line. Some of you might go straight into refining MVP because you got the right information. And some of you guys might go back to that stage and thinking about your prototype, and even thinking about something else, a different idea. And that's what's so cool about design thinking, because it's intensely creative, and you're always learning something new about your customer needs and your own business. The cycle of improvement, something you've seen here as well before. It's, as you move through your design thinking journey, try to apply a positive lens to the process. So that positive attitude will kickstart your own cycle of improvement. So always be testing. Testing is an opportunity to improve. So don't be afraid to test and don't be afraid to fail. Do it early and do it often. Because we know that failure is a fantastic teacher. So you can learn from the mistakes, make changes that are actually based on experience rather than what you feel like changing. And once you fix your product based on the new finding, then it's time to test again. So this doesn't mean that you have to test forever, but just remember that the best businesses keep testing, learning and fixing because customer needs, problem and desire keeps evolving. So remember to turn the feedback you get into improvement to take full advantage of the test day that you've been through. I'd like to talk about the value of feedback as well. So, as you know, in a world with so many products, customer experience has become everything, and offering a great customer experience to users is no longer it's not really an advantage anymore. It has become expected. Getting feedback on what people want will help you create that experience for your customers. And the sort of the glaring example we can think of is the tech company Apple, that has become quite polarizing because it's now either hate or love. But one thing that they do well is they're really, really good at testing and keep iterating every year based on the feedback. So they keep changing their phones and computers, so we keep buying them. So keep that in mind. The best business do that all the time. You can use feedback to validate your idea, your new ideas as well. So we can keep guessing what customer wants, but customer feedback actually give you the answer. They give you the data so that you can rely on to make improvement. And really, this is the only way to adjust product to fit customer needs, because the customer will tell you what they need. And feedback is good to build, is valuable because it helps you build successful products. So as we just talked about Apple, the best products are built based on continuous monitoring of the customer experience. And it's not just in tech anymore. It's any industry does that. The movie industry, the hospitality industry does it. So it's just because of the rise of customer expectation means that businesses must collect and identify customer needs constantly to stay ahead of the curve. So product feedback is a great way to capture insight from your customer. So use it in your decision-making process. And listening to what your customer are telling you will help you deliver value and consistency. So once we have all this new information, you need to take action. So one of the first things that we can do when we have the feedback is put it into groups, into different categories. So things people liked, things people didn't like, and this will get you thinking. So which group of feedback are you going to act on first? And do you even agree with the feedback? Remember that we've asked for feedback for one reason, is that we want to fix, we want to improve our product. So use the feedback to, refine your MVP. And once you've done that, congratulations, you're now ready to have another go and maybe another test to see if the fix is working. So the point I'm trying to make is that collecting that data works, but only if you act on it. So do use the feedback to improve your MVP and your business in the future. So how do we actually look at and analyze feedback? So if you have done an online survey, and hopefully you have, you'll be able to see a page just like this when you click on response at the top. And that's what's so cool about Google Form, is that they will aggregate all the answers. They will collect the data for you and build some graphs so you can actually see clearly all the answers to your question. So the collection of trends and opinions, coupled with the feedback on how they felt about your product or service, will show you the customer's real problem, need, and desire. I'd like to give you a quick example. This is Amer. Amer is an entrepreneur that has been through the program, just like you guys. And I just want to show you some of the changes he made when he went through the testing phase. So this is his original idea. Initially, Amer had the idea of starting a meditation app called Sangha. And as you can see, he was very much turned towards yoga classes. Even his mood board was all about sort of serenity and meditation. And he was very much turned towards, straight up yoga classes and relaxation. During his testing phase, he happened to be within a corporate environment, and all the people that he spoke to actually told him that within their workplace, they would love to have that kind of service. And this is what Amer did. So in the first iteration of his fix, he changed the logo and he kept the same name. And then if I show you his current business profile, if you look at the About Business section, he actually changed the name and made it a bit more corporate. So it's called Need Great. This is his final idea. So the logo and the name is called Need Great, and he's focusing on offering well-being services to corporate environment. And one thing I want to point as well, if you look at the bottom of the About Business section, you can see that the idea of Sangha is still here, right? It still has this sort of community and social arm of the business that was sort of very dear to him at the beginning. So he kept that, but he tweaked his idea based on the feedback, and he is now actually trading. This is someone that you must have seen in previous workshop and that you will see in the Turn community because he's actually quite successful. And he just acted on the feedback, no hesitation, tweaked his idea and went with it, and now he's trading. So this is one example we wanted to show you that actually it works in real life. Right, before we go into the breakout, three more tips very quickly. So please do keep in mind your business features. We talk about that concept. So the 4 features: product and service, process and fulfillment, customer service, and then brand and story. That's a good starting point if you want to start grouping feedback that you received. You know, what did they say about your story? What did they say about the product? What did they say about how you actually, talk to them? A second point, context. As you keep testing, check the context. So in that case, the test day, you were in an environment that was conducive to feedback. And it is pretty relevant. That information is pretty relevant because you created the environment to get that information. But always try to keep an eye on the context so you don't just react to any feedback. People will say things when they say it, but always make sure that you provide the environment for them to provide feedback that is relevant to you in the future. Just like we've organized the 2 test days for you to be able to get that feedback. When you organize your future tests, just remember to provide the right environment. And the last point, prioritizing is key. You might come across a lot of information, and you will start coming across a lot of information. It's important to identify which ideas are valuable to your users and make business sense for you and your organization. So you don't have to act on all the feedback, but act on the one that is the most sort of glaring or valuable. And remember, guys, we know after what we already know, we want to put a spotlight on the things we don't know. This is what will help you refining your product, seeking the information that you're not aware of. Great. So now, guys, we're gonna go into our first workshop. Into our first workshop. I'm so sorry. Into our first breakout, and start working on the roadmap. So you can start actually looking at your feedback. And so if you go into your online roadmap, and hopefully that's our preferred tool that to use because it's online, and when you go into the table of content, you can click straight away on section 6 and it will take you there. And once you're there, you can see that we started organizing that section into groups to help you basically categorizing your feedback. That's just the beginning. That's just something that we did for you. Feel free to expand on it. Feel free to use other categories, but worked on what worked well, what did not work so well. Maybe you have new ideas from the tests, and what did you learn about your customers? So you can use that as a starting point to make a document on clustering your feedback. So Lucas, we're gonna go in for 25 minutes. And is there any questions before we go in? No?
All
Cool.
clear.
Yes, Mathilde. No, all clear?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mathilde. So quick word for those who didn't test. Guys, there's no need to panic because you're next. And when you go into the breakouts, just spend time with your mentor talking about what you'd like to do for your test. You don't have to use the roadmap, but you can have a conversation about what you'd like to do next for your test, and we will help you. So we will help you organize a test, and for those who have tested already, we can also help you do that. So I hope that's clear. And Lucas, we can go in for 25 minutes. Cheers. Thanks, Lucas. Guys, before we go into the second breakout, we're just gonna spend 5 minutes talking about your MVP and refresh on that, because that's gonna be the subject of the second breakout, basically using the feedback to refine the MVP. So at this stage, you've all created a prototype. You've tested it, and you are now at the stage where you're collecting information from the test findings to make your MVP market ready. And sometimes during the process of creating a prototype and even testing, we start to learn a few things about the operation. So maybe you learned that it was quite complicated. Maybe the MVP is not actually minimal enough, and you felt a bit stretched across too many elements, or you found that it was actually a lot of work to do everything you wanted to. Maybe you've learned it was very expensive in the end, and that you've not yet found the right supplier. Or you've learned that it took a lot longer than you thought to get it ready, that your methods are too time consuming. And you need to look for new ways to make things simpler and faster. Or maybe even you're not sure how successful you were, and perhaps maybe your goals were unclear. Did you ask the right question? Did you get enough information? If you felt any of these during the test, we want you to know, guys, that it's absolutely okay. This is all part of the process to get information, to get your MVP into the market. So you need to see this as a positive learning, regardless of how constructive the feedback was, and use that to make your MVP minimal and valuable. So that's going to be the sort of the actual subject of the second breakout. How will you change your MVP based on test results? What will your MVP become? So if you're able to go on your roadmap online, if you remember, this is section 2 on the table of content on the left. So if you click on that from vision to MVP, it will take you straight away to that section. And you can just work on your MVP. So after the test, using the test finding, so what makes it minimum? What makes it viable or valuable? And what are your new and improved USP? So Lucas, we're gonna go 25 minutes on that break. And the 5-minute extra, guys, is to give you time to prepare for the third breakout that we're gonna go straight into after this one. And if I can quickly show you the slides for it. Because on the third breakout, basically, you'll do like a mini presentation of your new finding if you have any. So we'd like you guys to share with the group what you're changing about your product or service. We'd like you to share one thing you've learned from your customer and one thing you've learned about yourself as a founder. So that's going to be straight after breakout number 2. And if you can use the last 5 minutes to think about those 3 questions, that'd be fantastic. And then we'll spend 20 minutes into that third breakout, sharing with the group and getting some feedback as well. So going back into that slide, Lucas, this is 25 minutes for breakout number 2. Is there any question, guys, at this point? Cool. Then we're going. Yeah, sorry.
No, we can go to break.
Cool. No problem. Thanks, Osama. Okay, so let's go into the break, guys, and see you in 25 minutes. Cheers, Lucas. Well, hopefully you had a productive one working on your MVP and refining it if there was any need. And now it's time for the third and final breakout, where we all gonna go into a group breakouts, and you guys are gonna spend 3-4 minutes maximum just telling us a little bit about what you've been doing. So I'm just gonna quickly share again the slide, but it's in the group chat as well. If you need to see what we're going to talk about. So what you've changed or what you will change about your product and service. Tell us one thing you've learned from your customers from the test, and tell us one thing you've learned about yourself as a founder after the test. So Lucas, if you could send us for about 20 minutes.
Cool.
That would be great. And then we'll come back after that breakout to look what's ahead.
20 minutes opening Please. Right now.
Thanks so much.
Oh, Ellie, before you join, I forgot to.
Right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much, Lucas. I hope your group breakout was good as well. And we're now gonna sort of go over the last 5 minutes of the workshop and look at what's ahead. So very quickly, guys, these are the things coming your way. And I'd like to start with the coaching session number 3. So for all the entrepreneurs here, your turn coach will be in touch with you to schedule the third coaching session. Actually, I think you might have received your WhatsApp message already. So please click on the link and book your session with your coach. We just want to know how you feel about the program and sort of give you pointers for the next few weeks. Moving on to the to-dos, we've got some suggested one, guys. You probably sort of aware that you'll have to dig further into your feedback. That would be quite useful. Also, bear in mind that we're in the last third of the program, so we got just under 4 weeks left. So we do encourage you to take advantage of all the opportunities. So speak to your coach, speak to your mentor, and ask any question you might have before the end of the program. Make the most of it. Talking about making the most of it, this week we've got a turn skill session about LinkedIn. If you want to learn to network and build your business profile, do come and join the session. So you have to register via the Eventbrite now, and it's 4 p.m. Tomorrow. If you want to take 2 seconds to scan that, then please do so. That will take you straight away to the Eventbrite. And you can register on bit.ly/turnlinkedin as well. But you should have all this information in your WhatsApp. Next week, guys, we're back in person for workshop number 8, Planning My Pitch, where you will reflect on the story of your idea. And we will start sort of looking at how to tell your story. So verbally and visually, and that workshop is in person. So at King's Place in King's Cross, this is where, as you know, we have the classroom. So this is where we will be for that. And the workshop will be led by our very own Lucas as well. So it should be fun. And this workshop will be to prepare you for the pitch jam on July 28th. And this will be in the office in Oxton, and basically this will be your opportunity to actually pitch your idea with a slide deck on the screen to your peers and to some members of the public. So that's the next milestone for you. That will be very useful when you need to make a pitch for either for finance or for a partner, or to sort of get into a food market. So this is what's coming your way, guys. And finally, the last slide, probably our favorites. It's time for feedback. We've talked about feedback the whole evening. So please, guys, do take a second before you leave us to scan the QR code or go to bit.ly/turnfeedback and tell us what you think. As usual, we want to know what is not going so well and what you'd like us to improve. Let us know. It's very useful to us. And on those words, I'm just gonna stop sharing and say goodbye, guys.